I'm here for the Encuentros Universitarios Tomistas here in Barcelona, which is a gathering of university students from around Spain who are interested in learning more about Thomas Aquinas and coming to know each other and to gain some kind of fellowship in the study of Aquinas and in the study of the Catholic intellectual tradition, which is something that's just been extraordinary for me to see, this kind of interest among the young people, and it holds, I think, tremendous promise for the future. So, as you know, it's sponsored by the Institute of St. Thomas here in Barcelona and the Thomistic Institute of the Angelicum, and I think that is going to be a very fruitful partnership for the future. The Thomistic Institute in Washington, D.C. is part of our pontifical faculty at the Dominican House of Studies. And we organize academic conferences there in Washington, but for the last 4 years, we've started a program to have campus chapters at secular university campuses around the country in the United States and also in England and Ireland. And that has proven to be extraordinarily successful in ways that we never anticipated. Many young university students interested in learning more about Thomas Aquinas and interested in organizing events like that for their own campuses. So I think one of the things that we have been just delighted to see is the way this has taken off, I think precisely because the students themselves become a very important part, you might even say the protagonists in this work of bringing people to the Catholic intellectual tradition as they themselves learn more about Aquinas and the other great figures in our tradition. They're also bringing their friends, and they're sparking interest among other people on campus, and they're having lots of great conversations, posing contemporary questions, and answering those questions with resources from the great Catholic intellectual tradition. So that's what our campus chapters have been doing for the past 4 years, and as the director of the Thomistic Institute, it's my role, really my privilege, to be involved in that, to help coach the students sometimes about how to put on better events or what speakers would be good for their campus or what topics they might consider thinking about. And also, given the success that the Thomistic Institute in the United States has had, the master of the Dominican order asked Father Thomas Joseph White, my confrere, to come to Rome and take over the Thomistic Institute at the Angelicum, the Dominican University in Rome. And so through that assignment, the Thomistic Institute in Rome has also been trying to establish a similar sort of network of university students in Europe. And so here in Barcelona, we're seeing the great fruits of the great collaboration between Professor Enrique Martinez and the St. Thomas Institute of Barcelona, and that new initiative from the Dominican Order and the Thomistic Institute of the Angelicum. So, in a nutshell, that's what we're doing. To young people who want to study St. Thomas, I would say the best thing to do is start studying him. Jump in. It can be intimidating when you begin Aquinas, and you may not have much of a formation in him, but he is a very luminous intellect, and he's one of the great teachers of the Western tradition. He has important things to say about all kinds of questions that people today are still asking. And so I would say go to Aquinas if you want to find a source of, you might say, perennial wisdom, and also a kind of penetrating clarity of thought. It may take a little while to get used to how he speaks. He speaks in a way of approaching subjects that sometimes can seem dry, but actually once you get to know it, and it doesn't take that long to get to know it, you discover that there's an incredible savor to what he has to say. The other thing I would say is that Aquinas can be a kind of intellectual friend, and it can be the source of real friendship and communion because you're encountering a mode of thought that has been a kind of skeletal structure or backbone for the Catholic intellectual tradition for centuries. And when you begin to study him, then you come into communion with all the people who have also been living in that tradition. And you come to understand in a new way your own heritage. So I can say from my own experience that learning Aquinas for the first time helped me to discover what actually is my heritage that I never even knew about. So I think there's great riches in store for anyone who wants to take up that task.